Okay, everyone, welcome to the beginning of week 3 of Creating Worship That Inspires. And our topic this week is how to inspire the emotions and the intellect. Emotions and intellect need to be inspired. Intellect. And to do so, the worship leader is the key role is the worship leader. On inspiring the emotions is the role of the worship leader. And the worship leader begins by focusing people on God. Or the begin and the end. Everything is focus the people not on yourself, focus the people on God. The real purpose of an MC, according to the Satellite Service Manual, is to manage and guide the spirit of the service, so that the congregation is uplifted, inspired, and ready to receive the pastor's message. How? Prayer, praise, testimony, exhortation, drawing out, and lead by example. So the worship leader, him or herself, needs to be connected to God in order to connect other people to God. On a practical, technical side, all the books on worship that I read, not all of them, most of them, focus a lot on music. Music is understood to be a focal point. It helps people, it's a focus of attention for people. It gets people separated from what's going on in their lives and engaged in what's going on up in front. And that music should then lift people up through the lyrics to God, to paying their attention to God. You have to be sensitive to the Lord. The worship leader also needs to be very sensitive to the people in the audience. If things are not working well, perhaps a time of prayer is needed to release people from whatever obstacle is keeping them from worshiping. We need to be responsive to the audience and be real and to be authentic, to focus people on God. Another very important point about worship, moving the emotions, is the role of music. And Love and Life Ministries, our senior pastor, Reverend Injin Moon, takes music extremely seriously, as you know, and it's very wise that he does, because music is the driver of worship in contemporary worship in America. It is the driver. I have been working with 3 books here. They're about worship. I ordered them. I wanted to find out what's going on in the contemporary scene with worship, and the books are all about music. When they say worship team, the band is the worship team. The band leader is the worship leader. So it's all about how to create a great band, how to practice, how to choose your music, how to use music, how to minister to musicians, how to minister through music. So you can see the cover of this book about worship, The Art of Worship. What is it? It's a drum set. People love rhythm. Look at the worship team handbook. It's all about music. It's musicians playing music. So music is so important. So I really encourage you, best practices, invest in music, create a moving musical experience, just as our senior pastor does at Manhattan Center and broadcasts around the country. Really dramatic, really powerful music. And we want to translate that into the local setting to use music to really move the emotions. Organize the flow to nurture the heart. And here's one thing that Love and Life has really, I think, learned or practices quite well, the flow of the service. This is from Sally Morgenthaler's Worship Evangelism. She has this hourglass diagram. And at the beginning of the service, you want to have it very external, high energy, local, touch, offer heart, touch people externally, offer your heart and your mind to receive. You want to bring people in. You want to gather people. You want to grab their attention. So it's got to be something that really grabs their attention, that dominates the atmosphere. Pretty external, pretty loud. And then it's going to quiet down. And you want to quiet people's souls so they can open up and get vulnerable. It becomes more internal. The energy is focused so they can receive the word from God. But then you can't leave them in that quiet, vulnerable kind of space. Toward the end, you've got to bring it out again and make it once again high energy, more external, more celebrative, back to the local commitments. You know, we've been up on Mount Olympus, we've been in the depths of our heart. Now what are we going to do here down the street in my neighborhood tomorrow morning, you know, Thursday afternoon? What kind of follow-up? So this kind of flow of the service, the design of the flow of the service, is very important to move the emotions. You work with psychology to move people's emotions. Also, understand the values of your audience, the values of your audience. Today's young adults have a number of kinds of polarities that are very important to understand. Acceptance over judgment. Acceptance, not judgment. Experience over logic. Something may be logical, 2 + 2 is 4, therefore you should do 4. No, yeah, it makes sense, but no, I don't feel it. Experience is what moves me. Story over lectures. Stories over lectures. Relationship over size. What if it's a huge stadium? So what? If I don't have a friend there, if I don't have a bonding experience, if someone doesn't touch me personally, forget about it. I went to Joel Osteen's church in this huge arena in Houston, and I was touched personally by several people, several volunteers touched me. They were like me. They held my hand. We prayed together. It was, you know, an amazing experience. Relationships over size. And a few days later, even though I live in New York City, I got a letter from that church saying they are grateful that I came, and when I come again to Houston, please drop in. Authenticity over formality. People got to feel you're real, you're honest. And finally, and this is interesting, rituals have a place. For young adults, there's a move back into the right kind of authentic, honest rituals do have a place. Okay, thanks very much.